A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. Today inshallah we are going to practice analyzing some asma, and I hope that you have already watched the review lesson that I did earlier on. So if you haven't yet watched that short review that in which I summed up the uh, all the things, all the stuff that we have already covered so far in ism analysis, I would really urge you to go and watch that. And if you have, you're good to go with this lesson for ism analysis. All right, so let's begin. Now, by the way, we are going to go super fast in this lesson because we have already covered everything and we have already reviewed everything. Okay, so just try and inshallah cope up with it. Okay, you can do it. Okay, all right, so the word abidatani. First of all, what do you see immediately when you see the word abidatani? You notice the suffix of tani. What does this tani tell you? It tells you actually three things. First of all, it tells you that this is rafa. All right. The second thing that it tells you is that it is feminine. All right. And the third thing that it tells you is that it is musanna, or its number, it's double plural, or 2p. All right. It's 2 in number. So these are the three things that you can immediately see by just looking at this suffix of tani. All right. And then we are left with the status. All right, so how do we work that out? There are, once again, remember, 7 situations for an ism to be marfa, and if none of those 7 situations are applicable, then we label that ism as nakra. Okay, here the most important one was the presence of al, and since there isn't any al, we can very safely say that it is your nakra ism. Okay, so abidatani is actually a musanna form of the word abidatun. All right, which by the sound of this tun you can very easily see is feminine once again. And of course wahid is the abidatun. The word abidatun is a wahid form. Okay, so this is your abidatun, and it also shows you that it is actually an adjective, so it defines an ism. It is a quality of an ism, so we can see that it is aqil as well. Okay, and of course it's the human thing, all right, it's the quality of an aqil thing. Okay, so you have your type based on intellect, done, it is aqil. And then we have the type of ism. It is munsarif. Why? Because it is the musanna form of the word abidatun, which carries a tanween, which means that it is munsarif. Alright, so we have covered, or rather we have worked out the 4 properties of an ism already. Okay, now we are going to complete this declension real fast, and I hope that you can work this out by now. All right, at which row signifies which characteristic and which kind of derivatives. Still, I would want you to pause the screen and just go on with the declension of the word abidatun. All right, just don't look down, don't look at all these derivatives just as yet. Just make their declension chart. All right, declension table completed, and then look at the answers. All right, so it would be abidatun. This is of course singular. Abidatun, abidatan, abidatin, abidatani, musanna, abidataini, once again musanna in nasab or jar, and then abidataini. Then jama salim, abidatun, abidatin, abidatin. Okay, and do notice that I said abidatun here and abidatun here. Why? Because of this alif here, and there's only one single fatha. Okay, so this is what. And then you turn it into maruf ilam forms. It becomes al-abidatu, al-abidata, al-abidati, al-abidatani, al-abidataini, al-abidataini, al-abidatu, al-abidati, al-abidati. All right, this is what. All right, the next word is najumun. Without looking at the answers present on the screen, I would ask you to analyze this word Najumun according to its 4 properties or characteristics. All right, I hope that you this mentioned the i'rab of this word as rafa because of this sound at the end. And I also hope that you worked out its pattern, that it is jama mukassir, the pattern of fu'ulun or qulubun, sudurun, quburun. All right, all these are the patterns for jama mukassir, and that is what it rhymes with, nujumun. All right, so you can of course work out the root words by yourself, that if the pattern is fu'ulun, the root words, or rather the root letters here would be noon, jim, mim. All right, which means a star. Okay, and najmun is the root word, najmun, najmun, that's a star. Okay, all right, what else can you see? You can see that apart from being jama mukassir, it is also nakra. Okay, and why? Because there's no reason for it to be marfa. There are 7 situations for an ism to be marfa, and I hope that you know them by now. None of them is applicable over here. Okay, and of course, since it means a star, it means it is ghair aqil, and jama mukassir of ghair aqil asma are considered to be grammatically feminine. That's what it says here. Okay, and since of course it is carrying a tanween, we can very safely label it as munsarif ism. Okay, Najumun. All right, now we are going to complete its declension. Once again, pause the screen, complete the declension by yourself, and then check the answers. So you've got Najmun, Najman, Najmin, Najmani, 2 stars, Najmaini, 2 stars in Nasab or Jar. Once again, Najmaini. Najumun, Najuman, Najumin. Then you make the muraf bilam. An-najmu, notice it is an-najmu and not al-najmu. Why? Because the letter noon is one of those letters that have the capability to silence the Islami tarif. Okay, so it's going to be an-najmu and not al-najmu. Okay, an-najmu, an-najma, an-najmi, an-najmani, an-najmaini, an-najmaini, an-nujumu, an-nujuma, an-nujumi. Okay, so this is your declension for the word nujumun. Actually najmun, and then you proceed with nujumun. Okay, that's what. All right, now this is a scary word, and it seems to be really complicated because it is a very big word. But first just analyze this word, okay, and then I'm going to tell you how to deal with such scary words. Okay, because I remember when I was learning Arabic, when this word turned up, I kind of feared these kind of difficult words. Okay, so pause the screen, just analyze this word first, and then I'm going to tell you what to do with such scary words. Okay, so I hope that you have already analyzed this ism, and first of all you can see that it is muraf bilam, okay, because of this al, so you can call it marfa. Okay, next you can also see the suffix of ti, which means that not only is it jama salim, okay, but also feminine grammatically. Okay, and this could either be nasab or jar, but since I am talking in perspective of its usage in Surat al-Falaq, of course over there it is used in jar form. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you that it is jar right now. And since it is the ati, all right, it is actually aqil, and I told you that in almost about 90 to 9 in about 95% of asma, this ati suffix is used for aqil. It can tell you if something is aqil or not. Okay, and of course as always there are some exceptions to it, and it is more about consultation. The more you read, the more your vocabulary increases, and the more you know how certain words are dealt as. Okay, and it is also, yeah, we're done with these, and it is also munsarif. Now how do I work this out? First of all, it's the tanvi, it's this thing, it's this suffix, You don't really get these suffixes with ghair munsarif and the mabni asma. Okay, so that's one of the reasons of telling if an ism is munsarif if not munsarif or not. So if an ism doesn't carry these classical suffixes for such as these things, okay, for jama salim or jama for musanna or this thing, all right, so you've got those signs, then of course if an ism does carry such classical signs, then you can very safely label them as munsarif. Okay, now what to do when you come across such an ism during your recitation? This is a very easy and systematic stepwise approach of what to do when you see such an ism. All right, so this is our problem, okay, that we have found this word during our recitation, an-nafasati, and we need to know what it means. We need to be not scared of it. Okay, so what do? You what do you do whenever you come across a problem, whenever you come across any problem in life? You get to the root of the problem, all right? So that's what you do, but that's what you need to do here as well. You found this problem and now you need to get to the root of it. What's the root of this? It's the root word or the root letters. How do you get there? Simply remove the extras that you see. What do you see extra here? You see al, so you remove it. You are left with nafasatin. By the way, you see this kari zabar over here, all right? It is similar as an alif. Okay, so it is actually an-nafasati. All right, so this alif and this alif, both of them have been written in this way. This is one of the ways to shorten script. It's just like writing it's instead of it is. Okay, so that's just like a contraction for writing, if you will. Okay, so that's what you do. First of all, you ID the problem, then you remove all the extras. How do you do that? First of all, you remove the al, then you can see this another extra. What is it? It's the suffix of jama salim feminine. So you check that out. What are you left with? You're left with the thai marbuta. All right, nafasatun. That is what you're left with. So once again, you remove this feminine suffix as well. What are you left with now? You're left with nafasun. All right, now at this stage you are clear that there is no extra thing. Actually, you can see this alif as being extra, but you know that in certain patterns you get extra letters. All right, so you are now going to ID the pattern. All right, this pattern is that of fa'alun, nafasun, fa'alun. They're both rhyming with each other. So with this pattern, you can now ID the root letters. What are they? They are nun, fa, sa. Okay, now you'll need to go to your dictionary for meanings of these root letters, all right, and you are going to find out that it actually roughly means to blow onto something with some, spit coming out, some saliva coming out. So that is your nafasa. Now that you know these dictionary meanings, you are going to apply the essence of this of this pattern. You're going to apply the essence of this pattern to these meanings. Okay, so for that you also need to know what this pattern means. What is the essence of this pattern? It means doing something over and over again, and it is often used for profession or hobby. Okay, because that is something that you do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so that is your pattern of fa'alun. So if you apply this pattern that you are doing something, now here in place of something you're going to put in this verb. Okay, so you are going to blow with some spit coming out over and over and over again. That is the meaning of nafasun. All right, and this activity, this act of nafas, actually it is usually done when you are practicing or somebody is practicing dark magic, okay, dark arts. So that's when you do this nafasun thing. So, and since the root letters nafasa have been used In this pattern, it means that it is being done over and over and over again. So that means that it kind of alludes to a hobby or to someone who practices this thing. Okay, so this is actually an ism, so the act or the doer of such a thing. Okay, so you have the word, for example, hamadun. Okay, so what does this word mean? If you know that the root letters are ha, mim, and dal, and you're going to use uh, this set of root letters in this fa'alun, and you know that the word hamd means to praise, all right, and well, to thank. Okay, so what do you think this word hamadun would mean? It's going to mean someone who praises over and over and over again, right? So this is how you can very systematically approach a difficult word, a potentially scaring word, and you can turn out, you can, work out its meaning. So nafas is the practice, all right, and since this is the feminine noun, feminine noun, okay, because you have the atin here in this word, so you can see the translations saying that from the evil of the, you could say, witches, or the ones who, of the females who practice this nafas. Okay, so that's how. Now, as you will proceed in this journey of yours, you're going to realize that most of the times it is rather a difficult task, or rather a kind of tough task, to exactly capture each and every point that is being manifested in an ism into words. Okay, you know what's being said, you know, and you can understand it, you can feel it, but to capture it in words is somewhat difficult, or somewhat of a difficult task. Yeah. Okay, so that is what you're going to start appreciating now. Okay, so well, this was how you can approach this entire algorithm. You can approach any difficult word, and I hope that this has been made clear. Once again, if you need any more clarification or you need more simplification, let me know and I'll try my best to simplify it further. Okay, with this we are going to end our lesson, and I hope that this practice session and how you can analyze an ism based on the 4 properties of an ism that we have already covered so far at great length. I hope that you can now apply this knowledge to your recitations and inshallah get better understanding of the Quran Pak. So, to the next lesson, Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al Hakim. Allah Hafiz.